This is the editing breakdown of the video. So if you guys haven't seen me do one of these before, this is the uncolor graded footage with no effects or anything. This is the color graded footage, and then this is the timeline. So we'll just walk through that, and then I'll actually answer some of the questions. Over the last few months, every day has been the same. Alright guys, today we're gonna learn about film a video, edit, repeat. I needed a challenge that would make me think, something new. So after researching all night, I found that challenge in the form of a lake 12,000 feet in the mountains. So I was like, let's do it. So I made it to where I was last time, and unfortunately the boys did not join me. But, yeah, we're gonna head on from here. So if I look exhausted, it's because I am. I just walked about like 2.5 miles. We just rose about 4,000 feet in elevation. We're at 9,000 feet right now. So I never made it to the actual lake. The trail was too hard, so I turned back after walking almost 10 miles without finding the lake. Turns out there's actually a road that goes almost directly to the mountain. So guess where I headed the following weekend? Two hours of driving through a sketchy mountain road and then trekking through straight forest. Then I saw it from a distance. Let's just say it was more than I expected. Even though, considering all the dead ends and walking tens of miles, in the end, it was worth it. So a few weeks ago, I dropped my sort of short film type video called Finding a Lake 12,000 feet in the mountains. This is the breakdown of that sort of video. So if you haven't watched it, I genuinely don't know why you're here. So here's a card that you can click on to watch that, and then come back and watch this video. Now, firstly, I wanted to answer some questions, and I had a question thing on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then I'm at Bogdan Richardson. So yeah. Anyway, so the questions that I got on this, well, there was of them. One question was, where was it? So it's in the Pikes Peak region, like deep in the mountains, pretty close to Pikes Peak, and I can't exactly say where it is because I don't want to be arrested for trespassing. But yeah, the best part about filming the video was I never tried sort of like a short film type thing, not as much transitions, not as much effects. I liked having some of those like cinematic shots of the forest, and I also liked editing them into the video. So shooting them and editing them into the video was really fun because it was a new experience, and it was just fun to do, to be honest. So before the sort of going like filming and everything, I had to do a subsequent amount of planning. So originally I wanted it to just be a epic travel video because, you know, we all like those, but I actually then changed my mind on doing a short film. Also, the reason that I kind of wanted to turn it into a short film is, you know, quarantine, we're all bored, I'm pretty bored, and I wanted to have like a bigger scale of a project, bigger scale of like the extent of what I'm willing to do to film it, you know, walking tens of miles into like the middle of nowhere. Shooting part. So something that I did is I shoot in a flat color profile, which I'll be doing a video on in the next week or two, so stay tuned for that. First like 3 tripod shots of me just walking, those were so hard to get. There were like 30 people just like walking by every second. It wasn't fun. I wanted to go for more of like a short film type thing, which I described a little bit earlier in the video. Shooting it with a lot of walking shots, a little more methodic, like just kind of panning, tilting, kind of just pushing in, just kind of getting that feel of the forest and the area. So with the drone, you know, every time I fly the drone I get nervous, so I shot with the drone at the end a lot, and yeah, I didn't want to go for too complex movements because I didn't want it to like fall in the lake, so just a few in, outs, maybe a bit to the side, and yeah, that was the majority of the shot. I shot with my Canon SL2, which is a pretty good camera. That's what I'm filming on now, if you're wondering. I shot with the 18 to 55 millimeter lens and a 50 millimeter lens. That's f1.8. That's how I got all the crispy cinematic footage. This tripod. Let's see if I can find it. Ah, there it is. Yeah, this one. And then I used the Mavic Mini, which I have a video about. Here it is. You know, I'm just gonna plug away as much as I want. That was all the gear that I used. The editing. So something that I did different with the colors this time is I actually lifted the black point. So I added the S curve, and then lifted the black point. And that's a effect that Ben TK does. I don't know if you know him, but he's a amazing cinematographer, and yeah, it gives sort of like a gradual contrast. Something that I did, it didn't really work out as I planned, but on the start of the video I cut a time lapse together of me just editing, or of the sky changing, and then of me editing, but it just looked a bit weird, but I left it in the video. Also, when editing, I used some crossfades, and also tons of sound design. I thought I had about 12 layers, or you guys have already seen with the timeline, but yeah, so it was kind of a, you know, not an effects heavy video, more about story. Yeah, that's kind of how I edited it. Also, if you guys have any other questions, just ask in the comments of that video, or on the comments of this video about that video, or just any questions. But I make about one video every week or so. I'll see you guys.